Bravehearts, I'm Dr. Darrell Wolf, and this is DocStar TV, and I just want to wish you a good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are around the world. And today we are having our Powerpack Healing show. Now, if you've never heard that before, let me just brief you on something. How's things going? How's your healing going? How does it feel to go from treatment to treatment, from practitioner to practitioner, and they can't seem to bring the thunder down? They can't seem to get rid of the inflammation. They can't seem to get rid of the swelling. They can't seem to get rid of the pain. And I'm going to tell you, it's not because it's their fault. And I'm going to tell you that right now. You know, there was a day, and that day was probably about 15, 20 years ago, where all of those things that people do, you know what you do. You know, whether it's shiatsu or it's chiropractic or acupuncture, physiotherapy, they all kind of like turn the burner down a little bit. And everything is about aligning you, bringing you back to harmony. But what happens with all this blue light poisoning? Well, you better own a pair of these Teslas. But what happens with all this blue light poisoning we see everywhere? And what about the 5G? What about the glyphosate? What about the chemtrails? What about all your addictions that you don't believe you have? And what about you believing that you have a really good diet? Meanwhile, 86 to 92%, depending where you go throughout North America or Europe, okay, 86 to 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease, and most of them don't have one, they have two, or they have three. And the reality is this, you know what? It's not fair anymore, is it? Well, let me just tell you something. Everything is about light and frequency. Whether you're eating, drinking, okay, or whether you're getting therapy, it's always going to be about light and frequency. It's going to be about bringing the light back into the body, bringing your tissues up to a higher frequency. Everything is about vibration. It's always been that way. Understand something. I always got really good results. I mean, since I brought out Wolf Non-Surgical, I've offered a money-back guarantee on the first treatment that we will do more for you than any other treatments you've got. And we also give you a money-back guarantee that you're not going to go to surgery. You're not going to go to surgery if you take massive personal action and learn how to do a perfect day. This is why we give the Perfect Day Guide free. You just got to go to pdgfree.com and then tell me after you've read it that I don't know what I'm talking about. Tell me that I haven't strategized things, and tell me that we haven't nailed it, and explain things to you that 1 and 1 are actually 11, not 11, but 2. And tell me after you've read the guide that an 8-year-old couldn't understand it. Isn't that something? You don't even understand your own sickness. But guess what? Either does the doctor you go to in most cases. Because most doctors don't realize that it's all about displaced calcium. It's all about scar tissue. Yeah, but I wasn't in a car accident, Darrell, and I didn't have a sports injury, so I don't have any. Yeah, really? Then why do you walk stiff as a board? Why do you have fibroids? Why do you have arthritis? Why do you have cancer? Why do you have diabetes? You know, you can't have any type of negative symptom unless you have infection creating inflammation, scar tissue formation, and calcification in your body. And then how many of these therapists, and please, I'm not putting them down, it's just that I'm going to tell you something, and I mean this in the most loving way, and it's not going to come across as that, but these practitioners better wake up to the fact that their therapies don't cut it anymore. And that's the God's truth. You talk to anybody who goes to a chiropractor twice a week or twice a month, they're just going and they're hoping they can make it to the next treatment. I have a doctorate in acupuncture. I can move energy around. I can reduce the pain in someone. But guess what? Unless they get taught the perfect day, and unless we can go in there and fracture the calcium that's been pulled from the bones that actually would cause a kidney stone, a gallstone, or calcium deposits in your breast, or cause you not to have your flexion extension or energy, or create dementia because your brain is calcifying. And that's the truth. Whether you want to believe it or not, you know, everybody goes about osteopenia, osteoporosis. Well, nobody would have that if they were to know how to get back into balance, back into alignment. And what if I told you that my practitioners that are on here today and the ones that aren't, they know how to get every bit of calcium back into your bones. I don't care if your bones are like Swiss cheese. I don't care if you tell me you've been on Fosamax, your bones are crumbling. Within 9 months to a year, your bones will be back to a healthy state. Are you going to listen? Are you going to take massive personal action? And are you going to believe me when I tell you that we have what's called Powerpack, which means that we use what's called a cell sonic right behind me here. And guess what? That's 25,000 volts in a love harmonic that goes in and fractures the calcium, and it brings in a frequency so high that it will take scar tissue and actually take that scar tissue and help to revive it. And do you know why? Do you remember this movie? It's alive! It's alive! Well, because scar tissue is not alive, because it doesn't have frequency, doesn't have circulation of blood and lymph, and it doesn't have flexibility or elasticity. Why don't you ask Grandpa, who's walking stiff as a board, or why don't you ask yourself why you stop playing sports and you watch them? Because you're scared you're going to tear out because you're all knotted up with scar tissue. And understand, we get scar tissue because of infection, which creates inflammation, so fibrin gets sent to the area. But understand, what creates scar tissue the most, and that is surgery. Anybody that's had surgery, they need Wolf non-surgical, they need cell sonic, and they need cardio med bed. I don't have that here today, but we also carry our practitioners that are Powerpack clinics. They have a cardio med bed, they have a cell sonic, and understand something, there's nothing we can't reverse. With your help, if you said, I've got something to live for, if you said, I'm gonna take massive personal action, we will exceed your expectations with Wolf Non-Surgical, Perfect Day Diet, our nutraceuticals, which are the highest vibrational nutraceuticals I know, and then with Cell Sonic, it's the most powerful energy medicine device, and then a cardio med bed. You can get somebody that right now is booked for heart surgery. They have a 92% blockage in their heart. And guess what? In 35 to 37 hours, they're going to have a brand new set of arteries. You heard what I just said. And nobody's going to come up against me. They're just going to say that I'm full of it and I'm lying. But nobody will come on my show, because as soon as they go to bhnpowerpack.com, they're going to know that I haven't lied at all. They're going to know that I give these money back guarantees. They're going to know that people leave their canes at the door. They can give up their walkers or wheelchairs. They can give up their Depends. They don't have to be limping around. Everybody limps around. You ever see these people with a knee brace or an ankle brace or a brace around here, or they're holding it like this? I mean, seriously, we are not very intelligent. Okay, walking around seeing people limp. What kind of world is this? So the majority of the actual body workers out there can't reverse that. I'm telling you, we'll reverse it or give you your money back. Right now I live in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, Mexico, and if you live in this area and you want to come on a show, I will do Wolf Non-Surgical, and I will use the Cell Sonic on you, okay? And I will prove right before everybody's eyes in 20 to 30 minutes that I will accomplish what other people have not accomplished with you in months or even years. Now, you might think that that's very arrogant of me, but guess what? It isn't. When you're good at something and you've done it as many times, I've done it, we've had thousands of patients, so just know that. We've had patients from tumors the size of a melon. And I'm going to tell you something, in lots of cases, these tumors, these fibroids, we can bring those down by 20 to 30% in the first treatment. And understand something, everything is about electricity. So when you leave this planet, there'll be no electricity left in your body. When you are sick and laying in bed and you can't get out, there's only very little bit of electricity. Do you know what there's in me? So much of it. Because guess what? Because my belief systems. And the majority of the population, and when I say majority, I'm talking about 999 people out of 1,000 will never get the life they deserve. They will be limping. They will be peeing in their underwear. They will be pooing in their pants. A lot of them will be going to nursing homes. A lot of them will be getting canes and walkers and wheelchairs and going on medication to try to deaden the pain that they're going to suffer from, because the majority of even natural health practitioners do not have the strategies that we have. I'm not putting them down. I think that if you're not in trouble, you go to them. But if you're in trouble, you might want to take a look at bringing the thunder down. And if you don't want to get into trouble, we will guarantee and give you money back, even on our consultations. And when you come to us, you're going to pay from us $150. Some of our other practitioners, they charge anywhere up to $250. But we charge $150, and you got lifetime support call-ins. You get my manual. Do you understand? So the reality is this: we are positioned for success. And that's what we're going to do with you. What do you think, Lorraine?
That's exactly right. Talking to the people that I counsel all over the world, there is a lot of people in a lot of health problems, and we really have to understand where it's coming from.
A lot of health problems. Are we like kidding ourselves? 99 out of 100 people have parasites, which means they have bad bacteria, fungus, and worms riddled through their body. We already know that. We already know that most of the population is on drugs. We know that most of the population, okay, guess what? They just force themselves to have a smile. And that's the truth. And guess what? You're either taking massive personal action, or you're selling yourself off by the pound, because corporations now rule health and all the food that we eat. Well, maybe the food that you eat. But in Mexico, how hard is it to eat good?
Oh, it's extremely easy.
There's no GMOs, there's no pesticides, there's no herbicides, everything's organic, no chemtrails, no 5G. Okay, you want me to keep going?
And the farmer just picked it this morning.
Yeah, and guess what? If you want fish, they just caught it this morning, fresh. And the reality is and there's no government ever coming near us, talking to us. No, the people are so free down here. You don't even know what freedom is, guys. But we'll be told and we'll be sold a story that don't go to Mexico because the cartel are after you. Well, maybe if you try to come down here and you want to open up your own cocaine store on the corner, they may not like that. But have you ever heard of anybody even having a cartel problem? No. So whether we're talking about where we want to live or how we want to live, it's all based on lies. It's all based on lies. And do you know how many natural health practitioners walk through that door, take my course, the Whole Life Coach course, or the Wolf Non-Surgical, and they've been in practice for 10, 20, 30, or 40 years, and what do they say, Lorraine?
Life-changing. Life-changing.
Our courses are the best, they're the most powerful, and I'll give you a money-back guarantee that will rock your socks. I don't care what type of practitioner you are, whether you're a naturopathic doctor and you went to school for 4 years, and now you come out confused. None of my practitioners are confused when they come out, okay? Because guess what? That which created the universe created strategies for us that anybody could understand, and if an 8-year-old can't understand it, it's a lie. And that's what we live on, don't we? All our books, all our teachings, an 8-year-old can understand that, okay?
It's all very logical, very logical. Like Daryl said, an 8-year-old can follow the dots.
But here's the deal, you're not logical. You're not logical. Almost none of you are logical. And guess what? Because they ruled you and schooled you, and they've got you so addicted. I guarantee you that almost every practitioner on here has addictions, okay? But they're further away from the addictions, and then the average person in your home that you think is healthy, they're so addicted they don't even know it. Go through your cupboards, go through your fridge. Go take a look at what happens when you celebrate or when you go out to eat. Oh my God, that doesn't count? Let me tell you something, 30 to 40% of the population is leaving, and they don't need to do anything else to us because we have eaten ourselves and we're rotten to the core. And that's it. I'm not going to say any more about it, but understand something. I really don't think there's a lot of time left. And people go, well, why isn't he stroking us? Well, you've been stroked all your life. Right now, what we want to do is we want to show you that we put our money where our mouth is, okay? Whether you come to me in Mexico or you go to, let's kick it off with Jason, or you go to Jason, who's in Airdrie, Alberta, okay? Let's start there, and let's see what Jason's got to say, and take it away, Jason.
Results that our clients have been getting are, well, we're getting used to it. We're getting so used to it that it's a miracle to them, but it's just another day in the life of being a practitioner with this machine to us. It's been humbling though. It's always humbling to hear what other people are getting for results. And the fact that we get to have something to do to be a part of that result. Just yesterday, we had a client come in. We had a friend of a client come in with the client. I was working on her bunion, and got the bunion broke down to probably less than 50% with non-surgical and cell-sonic. Had to use a little cell-sonic to help fracture the calcification to get my elbow in there and help break it all down. A lot of emotional issues in that bunion, and we worked on emotional factors as well. And then I did a little more cell-sonic afterwards to help the healing of it, so it would continue working. The cell-sonic energy would continue working in her body to help her with her healing over the next week to 10 days. And then her friend was here, and he's like, I've had this shoulder problem. I wrecked it a couple of years ago. I've tried physiotherapy, chiropractic, Nuka, like he's tried all this sorts of stuff, and nothing was working. And so I got him on the mats, and I kind of felt around, mapped it all out. We did 300 pulses in his shoulder, and he was able to lift it higher and move it around easier than he's ever had to before with no pain. So it's quick, it's simple, and it's effective. You talked about the cardio med bed, which we got one here too. And I know you promote the 35 to 37 treatments, which is for the complete rejuvenation of your entire cardiovascular system. Our clients are seeing results in between 10 and 12 treatments, which with us, you do two treatments a day. So within a Monday to a Friday, you're going to notice a drastic change in your health and your energy and your memory, and just so much stuff changes.
Jason, can I clarify? So just so you understand, everyone, when I said 35 to 37 hours, this is a person that didn't change their diet, that isn't on the nutraceuticals, isn't getting non-surgical work, and not getting any emotional training on how to stop reacting and attacking themselves and everybody else. Like, we've all been programmed for that. Now, Jason and Melissa, they do a full program. So they would be able to reduce that by exactly what he's talking about. And that's it. I'm talking about just using a cardio med bed and nothing else. We still get those results because it's the most powerful circulation, restoration, rejuvenation piece of equipment on the planet. Nothing touches it. 1 hour on this, and it is the most powerful workout your body has done for muscle tone, getting rid of cellulite, getting rid of fat, lymph problems. We're not even talking about circulation problems. There's so many things that it does. You got to remember something. When you've got these cuffs on and they contract in between your heartbeat, and when they contract, we've got 60% of your blood supply from your legs and from your pelvic area coming up into your body in between your heartbeat, and then it goes right back down. What do you think is going to happen? And there's no harmful side effects here. You start off really gentle, and then you just start working into it like any other exercise program. What do you think, Jason?
Yeah, it's probably one of the most incredible detox pieces of equipment we have here. Clients see differences quite quickly. But like I said, when you put the full package together, our clients are seeing a massive improvement in their bodies, in their spouses when they're doing it within a week, when we do a commitment of a week of doing 2 treatments per day.
I don't want to cut in, Jason, but I'm going to tell you, if you're tired of, I really hope it's going to work. You come for one treatment, you're not going to be hoping it's going to work. You know it's going to work. Now, the more negative you are, and the more that you go home and mistreat yourselves, of course, but I'm going to tell you, there's no powerful combination that even if you do all these things, we're going to see better results than anything else. But the reality is you still need to change. Right, Jason? You have to have a change of mindset, and you've got to create a different day. If you're not going to change, nothing changes. If you don't change parts of your personality, Jason?
Yeah, that's the biggest part of any healing journey is working on that mindset shift. it's not easy for a lot of people because I call it the Eeyore. They've been the Eeyore for so long, and to become a Tigger overnight doesn't happen on its own. You have to want it, number one. You have to have some reason to want it, to live. We did a treatment, a lady, we did about 3,500 pulses with this Celsonic, and she was the Eeyore. And after 3,500 pulses one day, the next day she came back to us and she was the Tigger. Her energy level, her complexion had more color. Her hair was brighter and shinier. Her smile was she actually had a big smile on her face, and she had love in her heart. And it was a huge improvement. And it was 3,500 pulses, which was done on different parts of her body for other purposes, but it had an overlapping effect on her whole life, I believe.
That's right. You just need to go watch the Frankenstein movie and understand something. It's all about electricity. It's all about supercharging. You do know that's why it takes so long, right? Like nutraceuticals, they have a vibration up here. Supplements are down here. I hope you know that. Okay? All right? When you go to just do maybe a little bit of light therapy or infrared therapy or red light therapy, that's okay. That's going to be helpful. But then go and use a Celsonic. Okay? We're going to not do 20 treatments. We're going to see changes in even just one treatment. Not all the time. I didn't say that. Okay? But you're going to see treatments. You're going to see changes where you've had 20 treatments of other things. And when you start doing Celsonic and you start doing Wolf non-surgical together, those issues in your tissues, they're going to be gone faster than anything else you could ever do. So you can just keep on going back to someone and get them to keep on shoving the joint back in place, or using acupuncture to try to move the energy around, or you can just bring the thunder down.
Yeah.
Alicia?
Yeah.
Or Jason, go ahead. Can you tell people how they can get in touch with you, my friend?
Yeah, so it's Marpe Wellness is our clinic name. Email address is jason@marpewellness.ca, MARPE. Phone number is 403-200-3133. We're actually going to be doing a road tour again. We're going to go to Saskatoon, Regina, and Winnipeg the end of February. 23rd and 24th will be in Saskatoon. And the 26th, 27th will be in Regina. 28th will be a travel day to Winnipeg. And we'll be doing the 29th, 1st, and possibly even the 2nd if we have enough interest in it. And that'll be the full week then on the road treating people with Celsonic.
Yeah, they'll be taking their Celsonic. They'll be doing consultations. They'll also be doing non-surgical. And because of the Celsonic, instead of having to do an hour on someone, they might only do 15 minutes to 25 minutes and sometimes less. Because when you put the electrical charge in, you may not believe this, but you can shut down stage 4 inflammation with a pulse. It doesn't mean it's going to stay that way, because the frequency of the person has to change. They've got to change as well. But a lot of things will never, ever come back. Okay, once you decalcify, once you actually bring electricity back into that scar tissue, right away it comes back like connective tissue, and it's like, wow, really? So, and also check out BHN, Braveheart Nation, BHN, Powerpack.com, and you will actually be able to get Jason's actual road trip. It'll be all spelled out in there. And then if you happen to forget him, okay, or forget his number or his email, just remember he's north of Calgary. Right, Jason?
Yes.
Not far, though. And just know this, that you'll see his phone number, all his information is at bhnpowerpack.com. Anything else, Jason?
That's everything right now. Thanks.
Thank you, my friend. Alicia.
Me, I am in Calgary, right smack dab in the center of Calgary. And I am actually working with Lorraine. We have a new clinic space that's opening up. February the 16th is the official grand opening of the space called the Wellness Hub. that beautiful Lorraine and I will be working out of together. We just got our Cellsonic. I witnessed the magic of it through the courses and trainings that I took. I've had it done on myself. I had a really amazing experience with my daughter. Actually, she used Jason's Cellsonic because it was for the course here in Calgary, where she had inflammation in her tooth. You could actually see the bubble above the gum, which has completely gone away, by the way, and she has not had pain in that area since having the Cellsonic. So it is very powerful for shutting down inflammation. And then when you're young and you don't necessarily have a ton of dysfunctional belief systems, it's not coming back right away, right? Because the Cellsonic goes in there and reprograms the frequency of the cells. The thing is, it's our prominent dominant beliefs that'll go back in and turn it back to dysfunction if we're not taking massive personal action to actually get on self-love and self-care, right? And rewrite the program of our cells. So I'm very excited to be working with this. I have had one client that I treated, and we did the spine, and he reported sleeping much better after just a spinal treatment. So I only really worked on one myself, but amazing results already. And you can actually get in touch with me. You can email me at truewellness88@icloud.com. And the space is called the Wellness Hub. You can go to the website wellnesshubyyc.com. And both Lorraine and my contact will be on there. My phone number is 403-863-3366.
Thanks, Alicia. Would you like to give your phone number as well in case people want to contact you, Lorraine?
Sure. My Alberta number is area code 403-605-9216. Right now I'm in Ixtapa, Mexico, and I won't be back in Calgary until the 16th of February, and I am booking appointments because we need to get this thing rocking and rolling. I'm so excited to get back and be able to offer the Powerpack to Calgarians. And, you know, just rock this with Alicia.
And just know this, everyone. You're talking about two master trainers that have worked for us, okay, but now they consider themselves better than that, so they just won't work with me anymore. And but so they already know what they're doing with non-surgical, the consultations, the Cellsonic. So please get that, okay? When Alicia's saying she did one person, she just got this Cellsonic. So that's why. She has not done just one person. You always have to clarify yourself, Alicia, because people will go, oh my gosh, I'm not going to come to her. All right? So anyways, just know that.
I've got a lot of great non-surgical testimonies from.
Yeah, go ahead, Lorraine.
Okay, so I was here, I mean, I was here the whole time when we had the Healing and Training Center here in Ixtapa, and we had the Cellsonic and the Cardio Med Bed.
Going like all day long.
Yeah, and we did the videos and all the information for that all the other practitioners would be able to know how to use these incredible, life-changing machines. You know, so yes, I've done a lot of treatment with both, and we have a Cardio Med Bed coming soon.
To Calgary.
Yeah.
And just know this, everyone, I'm not going to go on about my stuff, but we have a Cellsonic and a Cardio Med Bed here at the Ixtapa Zihuatanejo Healing and Rejuvenation Center down here. But we will be posting all kinds of information on how you can come and stay and play and train with us. And we have many different types of personal treatment and trainings that we'll be doing. But is there anything else you'd like to add, Lorraine?
You know what? If you've never been to this area, it is safe beyond any other place I've been. I mean, I feel just as safe here as I did up in Calgary. The people are amazing. There's lots to do. Sunshine almost every day. Today's a little overcast, but that's kind of
300
unusual.
days a year we get sunshine in Ixtapa, and that means blue skies. The rest of the time it's like cloudy. Okay, so today we've got some cloud, but it's still warm out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Every day's a beautiful day down here, people.
You can still make it to the beach and do the sand scrub and ground and, you know, come back to center.
Yeah. But we'll have all the information up. We had Extapa World Healing and Training Center here for almost 2 years, and we are taking a different approach. We now have, it's a 4-bedroom, beautiful retreat, and with pool and all the energy medicine, and people will be getting a like red carpet surface down here. I'm not talking about expensive. I'm telling you, you'll be getting all organic juicing, all organic foods, and we've made many different types of reasons why you might come down. You might just come down to eat right, sleep right, and just enjoy yourself, right? So check that on Braveheart Nation. You'll see that up in just a few days, okay? All right? Okay, let's move on, all right? So let's go to Magdalena. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
All
My
right.
name is Magdalena Arcos, and I have my practice in Toronto. So when my Celsonic arrived, the first thing I want to try is on myself. So my experience is I used the Celsonic in my tooth because I had a pain. It was gone. I couldn't believe it. It's like, oh, this is amazing. So I did it also in my stomach, my bowels. And the next day I saw good results. Like, this is healing. And I also
Usually
use
when
my
you do it on your bowels, if you were to take a look at your bowel movements, you'll find worms. They can't handle that high vibration. So I'm not telling people to do it, but if you take a stick and you look at your bowel movement, you're going to find worms usually. Okay. Go ahead, Magdalena.
I work in little places that have some pains in my knee. So it's really amazing. This the world's most powerful energy medicine device. This Celsonic.
Absolutely. How can
I'm
they?
really impressed. I tried before when I did a course with Canberra, Ontario last year, and I tried, but when I work on myself, and it's.
How can people get in touch with you, Magdalena?
Yes. My phone number is 416-669-9351, and my website torontohealthandhealing.com.
Okay. And also Magdalena, everyone, she also has a cardio med bed. Okay. So make sure that you give her a call, and she is a master practitioner. All right.
Yes. I also have the vitamin D light.
Yep.
And the Biopteron.
Beautiful. All right, Kathy.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm beautiful people. My name is Kathy, and I have a fully functional clinic up here in Barrie, Ontario, just an hour's drive north of Toronto. We have the Celsonic, and we have the Cardio Med Bed, the Vitamin D Light. We also have Avicin and Biopteron, so fully functional here at the clinic here. But I just want to touch base on this whole concept about electrical signaling in the body. It's something that people don't normally hone in on. Your cells rely on electrical signaling to perform their functions effectively as they communicate through electrical signals. They show this to you in doctor's offices or in the hospital, whatnot, where they click you into the ECG machines. They're measuring your electrical signals of the heart. So there's many areas of the body that require the battery packs of your body, so to speak, to be recharged. And being the mitochondria and the ATP contained therein, the Celsonic gives the mitochondria a good charge, as well as feeding and decalcifying the mitochondria at the same time. But what's important to remember is our thinking. For instance, our emotions and our stress management, as well as toxin avoidance, that's big. Your nutrition, hydration, and exercise, they all play a key role in our electrical balance within our cells. So the Celsonic can accelerate the electrical balance of the body to aid in the healing process. This is really phenomenal. This new branch of medicine kills infection and triggers tissue regeneration. So that's what I found with everyone that comes here for Celsonic treatments. We also have the Cardio Med Bed. What I like to do is get people on the Cardio Med Bed that are open to it and get that circulation going first, and it helps with the circulation to get your cellsonic treatments. So we also have a traveling road show that Shalou and I usually do with our husbands, and we take it on the road with us, like Jason and Melissa. So we'll be heading on the road again, March 1, 2, and 3. That weekend, we're heading to Montreal. So we're in the planning stages of that. And then in the future, right after that, hopefully in April, we'll be heading to Windsor. So if anybody's interested in cellsonic treatments that can't get to Barrie or Toronto in the Ontario region, we're going to be on the road, and we're looking for anybody out there that would like to host us being in their area, and maybe give me a call and find out what the perks are for hosting such an event. So there are advantages that we can do for that. And we also want to know if there's other practitioners in the area that can maybe follow up with those treatments as well. But we're always a phone call away, and we can help with the roadshow. Anybody on the way to Montreal on that 401 corridor, we can stop in on our way to Montreal and on the way back. So we welcome you to reach out and find out more about our home clinics. So just to let you know, my business name is Advanced Healing, and you can reach me at 705-715-8716, or you can email me at info@advancedhealing.ca, and my website is advancedhealing.ca. So I look forward to hearing from anybody in the Ontario region. If you'd like us to travel to see you or come by and see us here, we'd love to be able to help you, because these are just powerful machines that can do a lot of healing. So I look forward to that. Look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you, Kathy. And just know that all of our Powerpack practitioners are on bhnpowerpack.com. So you can go on the map and you can find out which one is close to you, whether you're in Canada, United States, and we have also practitioners in Australia, okay? And we're getting more around the world all the time. And just so people know, if they're interested in obtaining a cellsonic, just know that you get a complete New World Practitioner training with that. That's a 23-day training. It's a $9,000 training. It comes with every cellsonic. And there are other people that actually sell cellsonics, but they don't give a $9,000 training and then lifetime support with you. And that's what we do. We want to make sure that you're going to go out there and you are really going to bring the thunder down. You're going to be successful with your patients. You're going to give them more than hope. You're going to give them faith back in their bodies, and you're going to be successful on all levels. Okay, there's nothing like being a practitioner and struggling. Nobody needs to struggle financially, and if you are struggling financially, then you don't have a proven strategy. You might be loving your work, but nobody should be struggling. I mean, my God, most of the planet has an autoimmune disease, yes or no? Most of the planet is overweight, and 40 to 60%, no matter where you go, is obese. So, I mean, guys, we've got more work than we need, okay? And the program has to change. But unless we can bring the thunder down and we can create faith and courage in the first treatment, people walk away. Because guess what? They've heard it all before. I've spent so much money on this and this and this. Everybody that comes to us has been everywhere else because they've never heard of us. Okay? Just remember something. Okay? Just because you never heard of us, that's why we give you the money back guarantee on our work, right? Because we want to put the stopper on it right there. And we want to prove to you that guess what? This isn't as good as it gets. And that's the bottom line. All right? So if you're interested in getting a cellsonic or a cardio med bed, and understand these cardio med beds, they're $250,000 new. And right now I'm getting them out of the different hospitals that won't use them anymore because the cardiac specialists, they won't allow them to be turned on because of what they can do. I'm not making this up. And then we turn around and we sell these in mint condition. Everybody can tell you here, they're in beautiful condition, hardly used, for $35,000, and you get to pick a whole life coach or a Wolf non-surgical course with that. And if you get a Cellsonic, you get all the courses with it. So the reality is this, I'm doing my part. There's nothing cheap about me. I'm abundant on all levels with my practitioners. And right now, just to prove something to you, we were in 3 fulfillment centers in the United States. Most of my people that make our products, okay, we have very, very specialty products. Like everybody else, they're inflating their prices. So we're shutting down all of our 3 fulfillments right now to move into our own fulfillment so that we don't ever have to put our prices up on our products. So understand, we're going to do whatever we can. Just because there's inflation here, we got to think outside the box, and everybody can't keep doing this to each other. And understand something, inflation is just another means of taxation, whether you get that or not, okay? They've just run out of other things to do here, all right? So we want you to get what you deserve, and we want you to have the life that you were promised. And that's all I'm out to do. I'm not out for a reputation. I'm not out to have followers. I'm not out to make millions. We're bringing out our Braveheart Nation app. Nobody's ever brought out a health app like this before. My whole library has more master classes in it, and they're free, than any other health library that I know of. So the reality is that we've got your back if you've got your front. And if you actually want to live and thrive, you come to us. If you just want to play Inky Dinky Schnitzel House, and say, well, this is as good as it gets, or you don't have a lot to live for, I get it. A lot of people have lost faith, okay? They've lost courage, but you need to get it back. And you can get it back, but you're going to have to change your personality. That's the bottom line, okay? Let's finish off with Debbie. And Debbie is in Florida, in Stuart, Florida. And Debbie will be also having a course, okay? And that course will be a New World Practitioner course. What month is that, Debbie?
That is in June.
In June, we'll be doing Whole Life Coach, Wolf Non-Surgical, and the Pelvic Restoration course in June. And go to braveheartnation.com or BHN University, because guess what? We can give you a doctorate in indigenous medicine or a doctorate in natural medicine. And when you're done with us, you're not going to be $2,000 in debt. You'll have money in the bank. Okay? Understand something. Everything was built to drain you on all levels. So I hope you get that. And when you do get your doctorates from other places, I want you to ask yourself, when you've gone there 4 years or 6 years, what do you really know and what can you actually accomplish? And that's something I want everybody to think out there that are practitioners. I'm not putting things down, but things need to change, because if they were so ding-dang good, then why is it that 86 to 92% of the population have an autoimmune disease and we just walk around and say this is as good as it gets? What a bunch of you-know-what, BS, dysfunctional belief systems. Also, I'm going to be in Barrie, Ontario in just near the end of February, and we're going to be doing free lectures everywhere where we do the tour. So if you want to see where we're going, we'll be in Barrie, Ontario near the end of February, doing the Whole Life Coach, Wolf Non-Surgical, and the Pelvic course. Then we'll be going to Sacramento, California. We're also going to be in Australia. We're going to be in England. We're going to be in Greece. And of course, we're going to be teaching here at the World Healing and Training Center here right in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo. And yeah, we're here for you. We really, truly are, and so are my practitioners. Debbie, what do you think?
So I'm here in Stuart, Florida, and the course that Dr. Wolf and everybody will be here for is going to start. The Whole Life is June 5th through the 13th. The Wolf Non-Surgical is June 15th through the 26th. And the Pelvic Restoration Masterclass is June 28th to the 30th. We're also going to have some lectures, and Dr. Wolf will be lecturing on May 29th. We'll have a day with the doc on June 2nd. Dr. Sage Wolf will be here lecturing June 12th. And the girls will be doing a pelvic restoration lecture on June 25th. So that's here in Stuart, Florida. And I'm here, and the name of my clinic is Stuart Health and Healing. And our website is stuarthealthandhealing.com.
And my phone number is 305-342-9559. And our clinic has the Cellsonic machine. We have a vitamin D light. We have the Bioptron. And we work with people. We've worked on dogs. I have my own personal dog, both of them. I'll get into a little story about that. But recently, I've worked with a mid-60s gentleman, and he's been doing some Cellsonic and the non-surgical. He's a retired dentist, and I try to explain, the things that Dr. Wolf teaches us about how the body does what it does. And so, of course, when you talk about a middle-aged or mid-60s gentleman, a lot of men do have problems urinating. So this is a normal progression. Kind of like females, they lose the control and they leak. So what you learn is that it does not have to be this way. We use the Cellsonic, we use the Wolf non-surgical, and obviously his whole pelvis is a typical, calcified pelvis. And so I've done a low back treatment, and I did 3 pelvics on him, and he's urinating beautifully now. I mean, great flow, no more problem. He was having some, abdominal issues. We've done abdominal work on him. Things are getting better and better. And what's funny is that he came with a friend. He doesn't even know, what he was walking into. That was the beautiful thing. He didn't even, follow Dr. Wolf. He didn't know anything. And he comes back to me like every 2 weeks now because he sees the benefit. And when you finally, and he's retired in a medical field that really, taught him this way, which doesn't work. And now we're trying, the other way, Dr. Wolf's way, which is a beautiful way. And, I'm here to say that anytime that I need any questions answered, Dr. Wolf is there. Even last night, we were doing our practitioner training, and I still learn every day, just little things, picking up tips. He's been doing this 40 years. Anytime we have a question, he's there to answer our questions. So it's just wonderful when you see people coming in with the issues that they have and walking away having a lot of these issues solved. And the people that come back, they know that they have a reason to live. They're going to do the work. They're going to come back and see you and listen to you, changing their diet, changing the belief systems, doing what needs to be done. And it's just wonderful to see these people. And I do have other people that, just like you say, if you don't even believe one bit in it, you will not see any results because mentally, you don't want it. I have people like that have come in, and I know it works because I've done hundreds of hours. I mean, almost probably 1,000 hours now worth of people. And I know, when you have 99% of people that are having great response and only one here and there that, oh no, it didn't work for me. Those are the people that, that they haven't changed their belief systems. They really, don't really want to accept the help. But Doc, so I have an interesting story, and this is a good one about my other dog now. So this is Taz, and he's an Australian Shepherd. And so I don't know, it's been a couple weeks. I noticed when I was walking, he was missing fur around like his little anal area, like he had been biting there and everything. And, what do we say, Doc? What man touches, they ruin.
Yeah.
So what do? They cut off his tail because he's an Australian Shepherd, right? So his tail, instead of a little nub, the scar tissue from the cut actually shrunk, and it took that little nub there and it just made it like hard. And it was like, so he was biting and biting it.
Yeah.
So taking your classes and doing the work, I could have taken him to the vet. I would have been squeezing his anal glands. I would have been looking for an answer. And yet I would have never found out what the real issue was. But you taught me how to think logically. What's back here? I started feeling around. The nub was as hard as a rock. I could feel the scar tissue in there. And, we've been working to, open it up and get it back. The tissue's he still has a lot. It's I'm doing it, a little bit at a time. But it's wonderful. He's not chewing back there like he was. The fur is growing back. And it's amazing when you really, really know how the body works. And that's what Dr. Wolf's classes teach you, is what is going on and why is this going on. And so, everybody should be, and should know and take charge of their own lives. And so when you do that, when you take a class, you learn this, and that is like the most important thing. You stay in charge of your own body. And it's a beautiful thing. I just love every day. I continue my journey, and I can't wait to have you here in June.
Thank you, Debbie. And can you just tell people how to get in touch with you again, love?
Yes. So it's here in Stuart, Florida, StuartHealthAndHealing.com. And my phone number is 305-342-9559.
Beautiful. Thank you. And everybody, I just want you to know something. You are the miracle. And just know this, that we've heard this word, and I'm not trying to keep on saying it. I'm really not trying to be annoying. But, we've been indoctrinated hardcore for at least 250 years. Like hardcore. Every which way we go. And there's going to be many people in your family that will continue to suffer their whole life. And they will be in misery. And you know what? They'll have their chin up. And you know what? They will make the best out of a miserable life. Okay? They are programmed to take drugs, to have surgery, or to believe that they don't deserve any better. And I'm telling you, that all falls away. You come and take my whole life coach course or the Wolf non-surgical course. We will take all those belief systems and they will melt. Okay? They will melt and they will not come back. You will find out that you, not just you, your family, your friends, everyone who probably taught you has been lied to you.